There were a lot of complaints for Canelo Jacobs in the Dazn card. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego in the back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing if you want to become part of the gang. Notification. Please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the Super Chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We working. Canelo Jacobs was yesterday, and I had to make this video. A lot of people reached out to me, and they sent me this USA Today article, as you guys see, and it says, "Oh, Ego, I'm gonna need you to go in, bro." And as the people's champ, it's my duty to talk these boxing issues. And USA Today wrote an article, on the heels of Canelo Jacobs, which just happened, and it says boxing fans had so many complaints about Dazn during Canelo Alvarez-Daniel Jacobs fight. Oh shit. Dazn, it says boxing fans had so many complaints about Dazn during Canelo Alvarez-Daniel Jacobs fight. So they wrote a USA Today sports article about this. Now, I keep telling you guys the same things. Death Row East, believe in it. New media, we coming. The truth. We just go and talk about the different things. Look, it has 5,300 shares. It's written by Andy Nesbitt. Says Dazn, the subscription-based streaming service that is home of boxer Canelo Alvarez, thanks to an 11-fight, $365 million deal they signed last October, didn't have a good showing in Saturday night's big fight between Alvarez and Jacobs. Fans had a number of complaints throughout the broadcast, ranging from a snafu during Jacobs' walkout to the ring, to bad streaming quality, to claims of the commentators being too pro Alvarez, who won the fight via unanimous decision during the fight, and more. It all started before Jacobs even made the walkout to the ring, as many customers had problems getting the app to work after paying for it. Seems like this was an issue for a bunch of people, and they even included in this write-up the actual screenshots from the fans. As you see, payments error occurred. An error occurred when trying to pay for your subscription. Please try again later or contact customer support. Try again. And a fan wrote, Cole Wright, whoever that is, is with the NFL, and it's verified. I thought it was just a fan at first. Looks like Dazn out here trying to gang fools or gang folks on fight night. I just paid for the app. They taking the loot out of my account, and this is what I'm seeing. Y'all better stop half-stepping and get your head in the game like now, or else can you give me back my cash? This is crazy. He said, of course it is. My bank is a California account. I live in California, and I want to watch the fight. They screwed us over too. This is as far as I get after paying for the app. Loading your sports experience. And then they have it looks like a bot moderator or something. Don't forget to reach out to us this weekend if you have customer service questions. Remember, we're here to help. See, why would you even send that? That didn't even say nothing. Hey, Dazn, need to watch this fight, but I can't access my account. Says payment error, but my credit card was charged. We use your contact page, but time is running short. Help. Payments error. Wow. Sorry, Dazn encountered an error. Someone else says Sunny Peaches. Hashtag Dazn, you suck. Here I am throwing my money at you, and I can't even sign up. Canelo Jacobs. Wow. Your email password is incorrect. Wong says, Dazn, help, it won't let me log into my account or change the password. This is a mess, people. Then when Jacobs walked out to the ring, his music cut off for a brief time before starting again. something UFC heavyweight champion Daniel Cormier and others couldn't believe. He said, what just happened with Danny Jacobs' walkout? That would mess with the fighter for sure. As he's walking to the ring, he had to just stop and wait there. Was a mess for sure, bro. I noticed that. I mean, if you were watching it. Big Nick Turturro says, get right, Dazn.
Look at this. They fucked up his whole entrance. You ain't Showtime. Look at this. They fucked up his whole entrance. You ain't Showtime, Dazn. Got a long way to go. You played the song, and now you played it again.
Anyway, he's having some kind of problem. Dazn might want to rehearse their ring walk next time. God damn, how much money are you making and you can't get the walkout songs right? Then once the fight began, there were sound issues. Luke Thomas, I hope someone at Dazn realizes the ring is so poorly mic'd tonight and it's affecting the entertainment value. Part of combat sports entertainment is the auditory component. One, they appear to be internationally or intentionally minimizing. A lot is lost. And he does UFC stuff. Going from UFC to Dazn makes me appreciate the production quality of UFC. Yeah, and we know UFC has good quality. Like their embedded series and all that. And their promos. I hope someone at Dazn, oh, it's the same thing. Pretty poorly run from Jacobs' walkout to this. Would expect more from them by now. Wow, they're going in. And then when there are claims about the commentators, which Cormier also had concerns about, DC said, why are they talking as if Danny Jacobs is getting washed out? I believe these are close rounds. See, this is funny. New media. Hey, listen, smash the like button. If you're in here, smash the like button. New media. I told you guys, like people, they were making it. I don't know if they, we know there's an influx of casual fans during fights like this, but people were making it like Jacobs was out there getting wobbled with every punch, like it was some Crawford Khan shit. And Jacobs was apprehensive and hesitant at times, but, he kicked it up a notch and Canelo started to fizzle out. And, the Dazn commentary was egregious. DC also said Brian Kenny and Sergio Mora really sucked. Canelo won, but Danny fought a good fight, man. What the fuck? They ruined the fight. Canelo and his team just made two lucky fans' night. These dudes, Brian Kenny and Sergio Mora, are truly fanning out. Brian Kenny is just brutally biased towards Canelo tonight. Cringeworthy. These announcers are embarrassing. Most biased commentary. They go silent when Jacobs lands. See, I told you, it's a new day. I told you, it's a new era in this boxing game, bro. People aren't just gonna go for the okie doke. That's why the commentary, that's why I don't fear like backlash, because a lot of people that come with the negativity after the big fights, they're not being objective at all. They just want you to say, oh, Canelo destroyed him. And that's not entirely true. Canelo came out very sharp, very poised, very composed. He did his thing, head movement, and he was walking down the bigger man. Jacobs fought small. But then as the fight progressed, we got to talk about that and what happened next. You know what I'm saying? And some people don't want to do that, and now you're seeing it. This is what happens when you get the opinions of everybody, not just like the man fans. You see it becomes more even. Like people like DC, he's like, man, they fanning out and they acting like Jacobs ain't doing it. And you see fans saying that too, like when Jacobs is landing, Stacey King says, please HBO boxing, come back. I'm watching Canelo Jacobs fight on Dazn and it's terrible. It's terrible. No replays between the rounds, terrible camera angles, and it keeps blacking out. Also, the announcers are in a love fest for Canelo. J.E. Snowden, I really don't understand Brian Kenny here. Jacobs has won the second half of this fight. What fight is he watching? I'm often critical of boxing announcers, but this is a really bad showing. New media. John Steven, hashtag Canelo Jacobs, hashtag boxing. I have Jacobs winning this fight on points by a significant margin, but the announcers are not about that life. and there were issues with the stream for many customers. Chris says, how is it in the third round? This stream sucks, fix it. DAZN sucks, can we have a refund please? Ryan Bailey says, congrats DAZN, your service sucks, just got to the Canelo pre-fight and can't get the stream to save our lives. Pay for your service and it doesn't work. Give me pay-per-view. Yeah, it might cost more, but at least I get to watch the fight. Wow, that's impactful. If you think about it, somebody says, give me pay-per-view. Yeah, I'd rather pay more for peace of mind. Wow, we're gonna talk about it. I don't know about this DAZN poop emoji. Streaming sucks. DAZN needs to get it together. I paid $100 for cloudy one. Poop. This DAZN feed sucks. It keeps freezing and buffering. These are things I told you when I had DAZN. Like some of the things were coming up, like the fast forward, the rewind. It jumps you like 30 seconds. There's no small increment jumps. You couldn't mute the stream, the player, just like simple things with the player. The buffering, it would just pause and glitch. You know, if you do anything on your computer, the whole stream would buff. Like if I move my mouse, sometimes it would, like, damn, it was like real temperamental. DAZN, how do I cancel my subscription to your shitty service? I want a full refund. Your stream is choppy and it ruined this fight for my family and I. Canelo versus Jacobs. Oh, and by the way, your production sucks too. They messed up the entrance for Jacobs and your camera angles suck too. And I told you guys, the camera angles were weird. So yeah, not great night for DAZN. So that's the article. And you know, you guys can say whatever you want. See, it's funny. I love my job, bro, because with new media, you guys can say whatever you want about me. See, I often become the fall guy because I'm saying something, I'm standing up for boxing. So they say, oh, you just hate DAZN, you're biased and stuff like that. It's not ever anything about, it's always business. It's never nothing personal, right? And it's so funny to see USA Today Sports write this article and get plenty of shares and actually cite their work, you know, real journalism. Cite their work, put screenshots and, you know, links, embedded tweets and stuff. Andy Nesbitt, I don't know who that is, but, you know, they're saying the same thing and the same complaints I had. I told you the weigh-in on the DAZN YouTube, that was a problem. People are trying to get hyped for the fight, and then the weigh-in was choppy on DAZN's own personal YouTube, not some third-party secondary thing. Under, like, it's like I do a lot of I have a lot of gadgets, like electronics and cameras and stuff. And you have, like, let's say I have a camera, I have a Sony camera, right? And the proprietary Sony lenses, the autofocus works great because that's the product that Sony made, the lens that Sony made for this mirrorless camera. You feel what I'm saying? Sometimes if you get alternative, you know, lenses from other companies that don't work with Sony directly, but they have units that fit on the Sony, sometimes you will see that these different lenses, the autofocus doesn't work great, or, you know, different things like that. So I could understand if you're integrating like a third party product on something, because even on my cell phone, I have these lightning cables, and the lightning cables from Apple always work. But occasionally I'll get ones from Amazon that are just supposed to be Apple certified, and it says this cable cannot charge your device randomly. It'll be like this is not an Apple cable or some stupid shit. But we're talking about all in-house. We're not talking about, like, you know, streaming, some illegal stream. We're talking about people are complaining on DAZN. And I told you with the weigh-in, and the thing is, Canelo Jacobs weigh-in snafu wasn't the only one. I've seen this happen on previous DAZN YouTube products and on the DAZN app. The camera angles are crazy. I told you the frames per second. I've talked about these things. They said Brandon Rios is not a fast fighter, and I swear I was watching Brandon Rios versus Canelo's brother, actually. And when they were fighting, it looked like Brandon Rios was punching in the like he was like bah, 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 because they used some kind of weird camera with the crazy frame rate, and it didn't even look, it didn't look like natural movement. It made Brandon Rios look like he was like Dash from The Incredibles or something, and I was like, what is that? And, you know, people see these little things like audio quality. They hear these things. They see these things. So, you know, Dazn, for their biggest fight, if people are paying for it and saying, here's my money, you know, here's $100, here's $20, the new hiked up price point that they went with, you got to resolve this. See, pay-per-view has been around for, and this is what happens when you try to change the game. You try to change the game, you know, UFC still does pay-per-view, PBC still does pay-per-view. DAZN's the one saying, hey, you know, we're not doing pay-per-view. Top Rank just did a pay-per-view. Crawford Khan, didn't see anyone have these same types of issues. Hey, I paid for the Crawford Khan pay-per-view and I can't watch it. Or like the streaming quality was blacking out and this and that. You know what I'm saying? So this is what happens. You're trying to, you know, be the Netflix of boxing or whatever, and pay-per-view is dead, and you're focused so much on the marketing behind that, where little things that the fans actually need and request aren't being, as you guys can see, met on the app. Like, people are like making whole videos and stuff saying, get your stuff together. Hey, I need my money back. Run that refund. And then I've been told you about the commentators. They should have been got Roy Jones Jr. or something. The commentary is egregious. Like all those things. See, it's like death by 1,000 cuts. All these little things add up. Your commentary crew, you know, technical difficulties, your audio, you know, camera angles, the fights you're producing. These things add up, you know, to create the whole picture. And the crazy part is Canelo Jacobs was and is, to me, their biggest fight that they've ever done, and it looked like they had some issue with it. Furthermore, the actual fight, I think some people might have been left underwhelmed. I know I was. I expected more. I think Canelo came out sharp, but he flattened out. Then he showed some heart late. You know what I'm saying? Jacobs, he started off too slow, and he was getting walked down, and kind of, for what he was saying pre-fight, I expected him to come out and, you know, he seemed, maybe it's the skill set of Canelo, but he seemed more apprehensive than even in the Golovkin fight, and Golovkin's the bigger puncher, and maybe that's because the movement and the, you know, the skills of Canelo. But I think the card was not good. You know, they had a lot of mishaps. There was some, like Virgil Ortiz Jr., he looked great, but they fed him Mauricio Herrera, who's like, I think 40, and he was coming directly off a loss to Saddam Ali. You know, they got to make more like eventful cards, undercards. And then the main event, to me, like I said, it was cool. It was a high-speed chess match, but I expected more. Like, it wasn't like instant classic status or anything like that necessarily would have went viral. Like when Wilder damn near knocked out Tyson Fury in the 12th, and he's like this, and he just pop up. That shit went crazy, because I was at the Staples for that fight, because they gave me credentials for that fight, and he just popped up and sprung to life, and Wilder with the 2 knockdowns late, Tyson outboxed Wilder in the mid-round. You know, it was just, it made for like something to talk about. This fight was just like, okay, you know, Canelo got another belt. You know, it didn't, I don't know what this did for the traction of DAZN, but you guys process it. I just want to give you guys this new media work. A lot of people ask me to talk about this, but DAZN, they got to get those things in order. Like the commentary crew, like you got to make them hard decisions. You can't just be paying out fighters. I mean, you could do whatever you want. So let's be clear on that. What I'm saying is, to be a success, I can't imagine you don't address some of these issues. And DAZN's been out almost a year, so it's really like all these other smaller fights that they've had should have been a trial run, and you know, those were the training wheels. This was to me, this was the first fight that DAZN put on that was pay-per-view worthy, you know, in terms of a main event, not really the card, but the main event. This was the first pay-per-view. Like, if this was the first fight that DAZN has aired, to me, that if this were HBO Boxing would have put this on pay-per-view. They wouldn't have put Sor Rungvisai versus Juan Francisco Estrella Gallo, on pay-per-view, because HBO had that fight and it was on Superfly on regular HBO. So this was the first one. So all the other ones were like drills and test runs for the big one. And it looks like some people are left with a sour taste in their mouth for a variety of different reasons. They have to figure these things out because, you know, you're charging more than your competitors. They're coming out with Disney and a Disney Plus app, and it's a fraction of the cost for this. It's like $7.99, I think. And, you know, for all the people that have kids, you can watch Lion King and stream all this stuff. They have a Loki series, you know, based on the Thor villain and different stuff. And these other companies like ESPN Plus, Disney Plus, Apple TV Plus, and all this stuff that's coming out, Showtime subscription, they're all cheaper. They're all cheaper per month. So, you know, if people are paying their money and can't watch the fight, you know, that type of stuff is time sensitive. You're gonna have a lot of influx of complaints. So let me know what your experience was with the card, if you had buffering, if it was crystal clear for you. Commentary, I mean, these are the things, man, this new media shit is alive. I told y'all, this new media shit is alive because we control the narrative. It's just what it is. But I brought up most of these things on the smaller fights. And if any fight they got it right, it had to be this one. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. If you're new, consider subscribing.
So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.